Yeah, it's like the China knockoff version of Amazon, and I don't know, it seems kind of sketchy, but Tamaray's bought a few items off of there, and it's been fine. But so I may just buy some more off of there.
Right.
They're cheap.
Yeah, I've heard it's good prices and whatnot. But I've heard hit or miss things like some things that people order like this is shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Or like
not
other-
good items. I wouldn't say that. I mean, that ugly runner, well, not ugly, but that runner rug that we had to step over to get over here with all the mushrooms on it, that was from
That was
there.
from TV.
I think that was like $5 or something.
Not bad.
There's some stuff.
Right on.
Yeah, it probably is pretty hit or miss depending on what it is that you're buying. Like, if you just need like cheap random stuff to like she's bought a bunch of like organizational stuff, little containers, drawers, and those have been fine.
Yeah. You ever played the game called Magic the Gathering? You ever played that?
No, I've heard of it, but
Dude, I think I'm getting into it, bro.
But yeah, I've never played. I think my brother played for a bit when we were younger. Some family friends of ours that we knew that were nerds of the late 80s and early 90s, they were into it.
The elder nerds.
Yes. Before the video games and such.
Yeah, watching this place called Dungeons and Java, right there off of, what is that, Barnes and Austin Bluffs?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. You know where that Dutch Bros and that Starbucks and that art center? It's right in that little strip mall.
Yeah, that just opened. That used to be D&D was there.
I remember that.
Yeah, that used to be DMV to go to get like your learner's permit and do your driver's test back in the day.
Yep, I remember that. Now you got to do that one off like up north.
Yeah, off
like
Union.
Union. But anyway, I walked in there just to check it out, and these guys were they were really good smoothies, by the way. These guys were playing, and they were having so much fun. Man, I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to watch it?" They're like, "Yeah, man, sure." And they're kind of like walking me through what's going on. I was like, at first, I was like, "I'm not gonna start playing Magic." There's no fucking way. By the end of it, I was like, "This actually is pretty fun."
Need to get involved in this. It's pretty deep, man. Like, yeah, that's been going on since like the early '80s, I think, early to mid late.
Yeah, no, there's those people go hard. They go hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of cards. I'm not sure if they've been struggling or they've been doing well enough for this, but I've been getting advertisements for a while now. They're doing a boatload of like collab cards with other pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's exactly what got me into it. Is because they collab with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah, I've seen Lord of the Rings. I've seen Star Wars. I think I've seen Harry Potter. Like, I've seen all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, dude, no, it's dope. It's really cool. So then I bought like a little starter pack, and I played with my roommates who also have no like clue what's going on, so they can read the instructions and whatnot.
Hey, that's like way funner, I think. Like, instead of you just jumping in with guys that are already playing and already know, and they have to like slow down for you, and like they try to explain like their version of the rules or the way they play it, like. And you're just going at it with a couple of other newbies.
Yeah.
Just taking it in.
And matches, they were telling me matches usually last about 30 minutes. Ours, when I was with my roommates, we were going for like 2 hours. Because we had to keep stopping. We would have debates about what a card meant.
The rule book.
Yeah. And we'd have like debates about what a card meant.
Nice.
Like, because it's like worded weirdly.
Yeah. It's kind of up to interpretation sometimes.
Yeah.
Until you get into like an actual legit tournament, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's already like, this is how it goes. That's cool. So you and all your roommates all just bought like starter packs?
Yeah, so I got one, and then after we played, one of my other roommates got one. And now my other roommate is probably going to get one here pretty soon. They want their own deck. They want their own deck.
Well, good luck to you. Hopefully you don't fall too deep in that one. That can start reaching into your wallet.
Yeah, that's what I hear. They're like, it's an expensive hobby, so you gotta be careful. You don't pick it up.
You know, like card games. games in general.
Yeah, music's really expensive hobby. I'm not going to afford another one.
I had a client that I can't remember what the name of this game was, but it's a card game that started in like 2019, and he picked it up in like 2020, and it was a similar kind of thing. It was Magic the Gathering or any of those card games where you get different characters and status cards and equipment cards, blah blah blah. So, I guess this game just started gaining huge amounts of popularity, like really, really fast.
Right.
So he started getting into it, and they've already got like worldwide tournaments and stuff. So he's traveled to other states to do tournaments, and like the OG packs are like characters and heroes are already selling for like hundreds to thousands of dollars for specific cards, and like these tournaments are like big deals. Like it started out where when he first got into it in 2020, they were struggling to find enough players to just come and play a quickie tournament at a game store. To now it's like you gotta know months in advance and buy your way in and like plan your trip to go be involved in these tournaments and stuff.
So now it's just taking off. Like,
Huge growth in just a couple of years. Yeah, he told me several times what it was called, and I always forgot.
That's fair.
So I was just like, I'm never going to be involved in that.
Yeah, I know that Post Malone is like a huge Magic nerd.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I had no idea.
He dropped like $1 million on a card.
No, he dropped almost $2 million on a Lord of the Rings. It was like I don't know if it was $2 million.
Oh, it was the One Ring,
It was the One Ring.
Yeah,
and
it's the only one.
It's the only card in existence like that. So he dropped over $1 million for that bad boy.
Yeah, Post Malone is like a big time nerd and like prepper.
That's cool.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, like I think as soon as he had a kid, he started chilling out on like the partying and the drugs and all that.
Yeah.
So I think he lives in Texas, out in the middle of nowhere, and he just has his whole setup like he's ready to go with like a boatload of food and prep stuff, and then he's got his whole game set up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Watched a ton of interviews with him, and he's big time nerd. Seems like a super cool guy. It's so funny. Like I could care less about his music.
Yeah,
he's got.
No, I'm the same way. I like 2 of his songs.
Exactly. He's got a couple of hits that I'm just like, I can rock with that. But overall, I don't care for his music. But anytime he does anything on YouTube with like channels that I watch or like does an interview, like I watch it because I just think he's a super cool dude. And I would like to be his friend.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that. I was like, I would definitely show Post Malone.
Oh, fuck it.
For sure.
Posty would be the coolest homie on the planet.
And I like how he's unapologetically a nerd.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of celebrities are probably ashamed of like, oh, I like this, it's considered geeky.
Oh yeah. Pretty sure he's certainly caught a bunch of shit being in the rap world.
He just gives no shits. Mm-hmm. Him and Henry, the guy played The Witcher.
Henry Cavill.
He's like Cavill, whatever. I'm saying his name. He's like the leader of the nerds, bro.
Yeah, big time.
Huge.
Nerd. He knows everything there is about The Witcher. He's a big time Warhammer guy.
Yeah, he's gonna make a Warhammer series.
Yeah, he's supposed to be leading it with Prime. Like right after he got fired from The Witcher, Prime scooped him up and was like, "Hey, want to do this Warhammer show?"
And he was like,
"You can run it."
The Witcher messed up. That's exactly what they did with Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. And then him and Joe Manganiello, however you say his name. Are you familiar with who he is?
I know that name.
He did you ever watch True Blood?
No, but I've seen like advertisements for it.
He's a werewolf in True Blood.
Okay.
Let's see. You remember the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Yeah.
He was Flash, so he was the dickhead in high school.
Oh yeah, I know that. I can see his face now.
Yeah, he's that guy. Yep. Yeah, he's a big time nerd too. I guess he hosts. I think he hosts Dungeons and Dragons games at his house all the time with like a bunch of other celebrities too. Like I think he said he got what's his name, Vince Vaughn into it, and I think he's hosted games with Henry Cavill. And,
that's sick.
Yeah. Just nerds.
I played my first D&D campaign. I've only played a couple. It's been years since I played the last one. My first one I was in Tokyo.
In Tokyo?
Yeah, I was in Tokyo because I went to go visit my friend who's in the military and he was stationed there. And he was really into D&D. And I was like, man, I'm not playing no fucking D&D. Fuck no. And then I played and I was like, no, this is fucking sick.
I need to give that one another go. I've always had kind of that same kind of stance on like, nah,
yeah,
like
I get it.
Not for me.
I get it,
in a way, like while I still get the idea of D&D more, I still know like at my core, like just sitting there and doing the whole imagination thing is not easy for me, especially when video games exist. I could just play a video game.
I get it. I get it.
But I do truly like the idea of Dungeons and Dragons, and if I did it with the right people, I could probably get into it.
Well, and he would like I said, it's been years since I played, but I had so much fun because he got really into it. He would like dim the lights and he put on like tavern music.
Nice.
And he would use like voices because he was the dungeon master. And we had like little figurines that were like this big, and it like represents your character.
Did you have like an actual like map?
Yeah, there was a map, but it was just a whiteboard, and he would draw the map.
That's cool.
And
so he was a proper.
Yeah, no, he got into it. And then I played another campaign with some different people, but the DM of that one didn't nearly get as like into it, so I wasn't like as invested. I was like, man, this is all right. I was spoiled on the first one.
Yeah, I feel like that really makes or breaks D&D is having the right DM.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, the one and only time I played, it was me and Tamaray and a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And he DM'd, so first of all, it's only 3 of us. One of us is a DM, so
right.
That's kind of difficult in and of itself that there's only a couple of us actually playing.
Right.
B, we were drinking quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
And he
have to.
Yeah, he got super drunk before we even like really got started with the first mission. Me and him were
pre-game with me
and him were getting after it while we were like creating our characters and stuff. Yeah, by the time we even got rolling, like it was already off to a bad start. Yeah.
Love it.
And yeah, I don't think we even made it through like a couple of missions before it was all over. So yeah, I definitely would have to give it another go with like an actual good group and a proper DM, and maybe I could truly get into it.
Well, that's the hard part. Like the older you get, you get busy, life happens, you're an adult. Because a couple weeks ago, I had somebody in open mic ask me if I wanted to join their campaign. But every day they're doing it, I'm doing the open mic, or I'm doing this and doing that. So I was like, I can't do it, dude.
You do a virtual. I know a lot of people do that now.
Yeah, that's a big thing now. But I wouldn't even be able to do that because I'm scurrying around, signing people up, making sure people on the stage, everything's good.
Always doing something. There's I've seen videos and heard of this guy up in Canada. He's like 50 something, because he started playing in the 80s.
Yeah.
And he's been running the same campaign.
Right, I think I read about that.
Yeah, for like 20 years.
Over 20 years. And the people lose their shit if their character dies.
Yeah.
Because if their character dies, they're dead forever. They can't come back. So these people will literally have like funerals and whatnot for their characters.
Yeah, it's wild.
For 20 plus years.
And yeah, he's got like the full like 3D model set up in his basement.
Yeah.
He does like cameras, like live camera feeds of what's going on.
I saw that same thing.
Super insane.
I was like, holy shit.
That's true dedication to a game.
I can't remember if he built all that himself or just buy like that. I can't remember that part though.
Probably a mix.
Yeah. And I was trying by like the whole city, like the whole little medieval city, the taverns and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Do you do video games at all?
Yeah, I play every now and again. I'll go like hard for like 2 months, and then I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It depends on the game.
Yeah.
But I've never played it, but apparently Baldur's Gate
Oh yeah,
is
Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's Dungeons and Dragons, but in video game form. And yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is supposedly just top tier for getting into that stuff.
They've been going hard on that since I came out. I'm like, do you want to hang out? No, bro, I got to play Baldur's Gate, bro.
Yeah, that's not the type of game that I'll get into. And for similar reasons as Dungeons and Dragons, like Dungeons and Dragons in itself is, you got to use your imagination a lot. There's a lot of decisions, but then Baldur's Gate 3, you don't have to use your imagination as much, but they crank up the decision making like tenfold. Like every single movement and everything you do in that game makes it's a big deal. And I don't have the patience for all that.
But I'm just wondering, when are they going to implement? Like I just know what's going to happen. They're going to implement AI into video gaming. So rather than like picking what you want to say, we were talking about this at work. Rather than picking what you want to say, you just say something into a mic, and the game just knows how to respond.
That'd be super.
That would be trippy.
Man, I get in some trouble with it.
Yeah.
I'd have to be running like two different games at the same time. The one where I'm a huge dickhead, and the one where
you just play.
I play like a good campaign.
Yeah. That would be wild.
Because I like when I'm playing video games, and especially when there's a lot of dialogue, and I'm having to click through stuff and say, I don't know, you dumb bitch. Like, why don't you tell me, motherfucker?
I say shit like that too. I'm playing this one game called right now. The most recent one I was playing was Miles Morales, that second Spider-Man game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm playing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, is it on PS5?
Yeah.
I think it's on PS5, huh?
Yeah, it's a PS5 one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that game looks dope.
It's pretty fun. It's the same as the other two, so I've been a little bit bored with it because like they did some new stuff, but it's also a lot of the same. So the story isn't as engaging as I would like it to be for me to just sit there and just play the hell out of it like I did in the first two.
Well, I don't know if you have a wingsuit now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the travel stuff is pretty neat. Like I don't think I've actually discovered. I don't think there's fast travel on this one. At least not that I've noticed.
Oh wow!
Not like the first two.
I figure you can get around so quickly.
Yeah, and the wingsuit works really, really well. And like the gameplay is still fun and all that stuff. Yeah, the story hasn't been as engaging, at least for me. Like the very first Spider-Man, I didn't put that game down until I beat it. Then Miles Morales, I was heavily engaged in that one, and I think it's one of only a handful of games that I actually 100%ed.
Nice. I just got a platinum not too long ago for this game called Subnautica. It's like an underwater survival game.
I've tried it once or twice. You platinum that?
I did.
That's supposed to be like a really, really difficult platinum.
I love those fucking games, bro. I platinumed the second one too.
So you're a big time like open world sandbox survivor.
See, I like open world. I like sandbox stuff. I'm not big on survival. That's why I was surprised that Subnautica really clicked with me so much.
So yeah, you've not done like the forest or.
I played the forest for like 2 months with some friends, and I was like,
Yeah, I like the idea of open world survival games, but then it comes down to like the same reason I don't play Diablo or Baldur's Gate or D&D. Like I don't like my video games to feel like a chore.
Yeah,
and open world survivors become a chore. Like after chopping trees for 3 hours just so I could build a section of my base.
Build a section of this wall.
I get really over it really quickly.
Yeah, the forest really good. I don't know what it is, but Subnautica really just did it for me. I love that game. Now I'm waiting for the third one.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had made a second one, honestly.
Oh, they did. I mean, it's not as good as the first one, but it's still cool.
Were you like a Minecraft person at all, or?
No, I never got into it because Minecraft came out when I was in high school, and you know that game is still going strong.
Oh yeah,
I'm blown away.
Oh yeah,
I was never into it.
I mean, Mahjong is doing it right. Like they constantly update it. I don't think they really do hate DLC.
Yeah,
Like maybe a few things here and there for like special stuff, but yeah, they just keep it updated.
that game will never
Keep making
die,
it
bro.
better. Yeah,
It's going strong.
people
Like,
love it.
yeah, and my roommate has a kid. And she just turned 10, and she's hardcore into Minecraft. She's like, "Have you ever heard of this game?" I'm like, "Kid, don't start the game." I was there when the magic was written. Okay? Don't even. But I'm like, that game is never gonna die.
No. It's I've played it here and there. Like there's been a couple of times where I've gotten into it, but I never get like into it. Like I just really enjoy exploring and like the actual mining part of it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I've spent 90% of my time doing in Minecraft is just digging tunnels.
Right.
There was a while where me and my group of friends got into it. Like my buddy paid for a server and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, they all knew how to actually play, like craft things and build towns and farms and all that stuff. And I just would spend hours just down in the tunnels. Like, I'll go find the resources. You guys do the actual gameplay. I don't care about anything else. I will find you anything I need. Just keep my locker stocked up with food and diamond pickaxes and swords, and we're good.
Big. That's cool. Yeah, I read about this one guy who by himself built like an entire like galaxy.
Yeah.
Like he made Earth, he made the sun, he made all the nebulas and whatnot.
People are actually insane. I think I've seen recently. There's a group of people that have been doing it since Minecraft came out. Essentially, they built a 1-to-1 scale of it's like LA or something, like one of our major cities.
I 100% believe it.
Yeah, a 1-to-1 scale. And then and then there's all the other people that are doing like fully detailed builds of like the Harry Potter world,
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I think that one was a team. I think that one was one too, but I think that one was a team where they built the entire Middle Earth, like cities, like almost accurate to scale. I'm like, you guys are insane and awesome at the same time.
That's a very specific kind of fanatism.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus.
I don't have the patience for that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I don't either. I'll build like a little tiny boat and I'll be happy with that. I'm
Right.
like, okay, I'm done playing this game for the rest of my life.
And there's like engineers that build like working computers.
Yeah, but I was surprised to learn that Minecraft is still, like, you can still go hard on it, dude.
Oh yeah. There's YouTubers who make their living playing Minecraft. And I'm sure there's a market for people that like build those insane worlds and are able to just like sell them to people.
Yeah, I got into Dead by Daylight for a hot minute there.
Oh yeah,
that game.
That's one of those like zombie survivor ones, right?
So it's like there's 4 survivors and 1 killer. And
oh yeah, one of those.
The whole premise is like fix these generators to open up a gate without getting killed. That game was
similar to Friday the 13th.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever done Dead by Daylight, but I've done Friday the 13th. I think there's a Dragon Ball Z version out now.
Is it?
Yeah. Everyone hopped onto that bandwagon.
If you liked the Friday the 13th game, you would love Dead by Daylight.
I've had my fun with it. It's not one that I've ever spent a lot of time on it, but like with friends, it's definitely.
Oh yeah, that's the only time I played with friends because that's when it's funnest. But they keep collabing with all these like big name or like Chucky is the newest one.
Oh nice.
And he's scary as hell, bro. He's so tiny and quick.
That's so funny. The Friday the 13th one. When I was working in Castle Rock at Floyd's up there, one of the people that worked on the dev team for Friday the 13th was my client for a little bit. So I cut his hair a few times.
Oh, cool.
So that's just a random fact. But they actually never got the rights to Friday the 13th.
So it's being pulled.
It was being sued, or did get sued. They did get sued, but they were able to smooth it all out, and they were able to continue to run the game. Because that was years ago when that happened. Yeah, they got in a bunch of trouble, and then they're somehow able to smooth it out, and they've been able to just keep the game running.
Yeah, because I think a friend told me recently that game's being pulled off the marketplace.
Oh, is it now?
Because of something, I don't know if it's the same issue or something similar.
I'll have to look that up. Now I'm curious. Yeah, last I heard, it was all good to go.
Yeah, because my friends who were playing Dead by Daylight said they want to play Friday the 13th, but they said we're not going to bother wasting our money because it's just going to get pulled. I was like, man, that game does sound like fun because it was on sale for like $3.
Let's see. Game was delisted at the end of 23 due to license expiring.
Yeah, okay, that's what you're talking
about. However, the game will continue to function normally for those that already own it up until December 24th. Dang, okay.
Yeah, so
they must have just had a temporary situation set up with whoever owns the rights of it.
So they get a little more money.
Yeah.
That's a shame because
maybe they're like, run the game until you have X amount of dollars to pay us.
Yeah, and then you got to pull it. But I was I was wondering why it was so cheap. It was literally like $2 or $3.
And we were trying to just squeeze those last few dollars out of it before it gets shut down.
I was gonna buy it, but then I did read that same thing where they were gonna pull at the end of this year. So I was like, am I gonna buy this game just to get rid of it?
Oh, good to know. Yeah, I've only ever played it when I had Game Pass. It was on Game Pass.
I don't bet you anything Dead by Daylight's looking at that like with big whole eyes now. Like, maybe we can get Jason now.
Right? We'll do it the right way and get the license properly.
Bro, they have Pinhead from Hellraiser. They got Freddy Krueger. They got Chucky. They got.
I wonder if that's why it's being delisted and taken down. I wonder if Dead by Daylight either made a back alley deal with the people who own the license, or I wonder if they just went ahead and purchased Friday the 13th outright and they're just letting it run for a bit.
Dead by Daylight came out years ago, and that's one of those games where it's still just going hard.
Yeah, and that one started out with just like a generic baddie, right?
Yep. Now they have like over 30 killers, dude. Alien's one of them, and that one's actually really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Do each of them get like special powers?
Oh yeah.
How they prowl around the world?
Yeah, like Alien has like little the slimy tunnel that they travel in.
Yeah.
You can do that underneath the map, and it's dope. Here, Freddy Krueger puts you in like a dream state. You can't really see him, so he's kind of scary. The pig from Saw is one of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'll have to check that out sometime if I ever get on that Game Pass and stuff again.
I think it is on Game Pass too.
Those are the types of games that I really don't like paying for.
Sure.
Because I know I won't play them quite enough for it to be worth it. But if it's free, I'll hop on.
Everybody at my work has the next gen console already, and they're asking me when I'm going to do it. I said, bro, the only time I'm buying next gen is when they finally drop Elder Scrolls 6. When I'm like 55 years old.
We got a PS5 last year. We just pulled our Christmas monies together.
Sure. You get Hogwarts and all that stuff?
Yeah, she got it. She never finished it. I played it for like 5 hours and then I quit playing.
That's fair.
It wasn't really for me. It was one of those things, again, I like the idea of it, but the actual gameplay just became a chore for me.
Yeah. And that's what my roommates are right now, Hogwarts Legacy. They're going hard on that one for sure. Like I said, we'll only get next gen when either the Witcher 4 comes out or Elder Scrolls 6.
I can't wait for Elden Ring DLC. That game, honestly, is what has kind of ruined me with games for the last couple of years.
And that one was on sale. That one was on sale for like $30. And I was thinking about getting it. Is it really that good?
It's super sick. Have you ever done any of the Dark Souls or Bloodborne?
And that's what I was because I think I played Dark Souls 2 a while when it came out. And
got your ass handed to you.
I just did not get into it.
Same. So I always liked the idea of Dark Souls, but I just couldn't figure it out. Bloodborne was kind of the same thing. I just could never figure it out. It was really difficult. So when Elden Ring came out, I was really on the fence about it. I was like, I don't know. But then Tamaray really wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
So when we were drinking one night, we just said, fuck it, and bought it. And then had almost immediate regret because it was damn near unplayable while drunk and not understanding the mechanics. But then the next day, we said, all right, we're going to look up how to play this game. And we looked up the wiki for it. And I used the wiki just to figure out the mechanics and like where to go.
Right.
And so after doing that for like 2 to 3 hours and I had a good understanding of the game, I was able to just go from there without looking up anything else. And that game now has the most hours I've ever put into a game. I think I'm at almost 200 plus hours of that game with a couple of different characters. I've beaten it a couple of different times, which is also something that I never do. Like, I never beat a game more than once, generally. But yeah, that game sucked me in for a long time.
I'll have to check it out.
And then after I played that and I needed that itch again, I played Bloodborne. And I played the shit out of that too.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Especially you saying that you were really into Dark Souls and all that.
Yeah, so I did end up buying the first Dark Souls since then, and going backwards.
You have like an appreciation for it?
Yeah, like I like the game and I'd like to finish it sometime, but like Elden Ring is like the accumulation of like what they learned over the last like 10 years or 15 years. I mean, From Software's been doing this forever. One of their very first games was a Souls-like of sorts on the PlayStation 1.
Right.
But yeah, Elden Ring is like they took everything they've learned from all the games they've ever done and threw it into this, and it was super, super dope. And then the first Dark Souls is near impossible to go back to. Like, it's really, really difficult. Like, I'd say Elden Ring is difficult, but it's forgivable in the sense that it's open world. So if you like run into a problem, you can just go fuck off and do something else
until you get stronger.
Yeah, just get overpowered and then come back and mess their day up.
Nice.
How's everything feeling?
Oh, good.
But yeah, if you've it's on sale and you got the bucks to spend, I'd say do it.
Nice.
You definitely, if you don't understand Dark Souls games at all, you have to look it up on how to play it properly, but it's worthwhile. Though, be warned, it may
consume my life.
It'll consume you, and it might ruin you for other games. Like, I've been ruined.
Oh, perfect.
A lot of other games that I've picked up over the last couple of years since I played that, I just can't get into them as much.